Every single person is a user of words, and we need to feel comfortable using our words. So writing is not something just for writers, it's for every single person in every different field, and we need it for our lives in order to be able to function in the world. And if you're a person who feels comfortable with your writing, you'll have a better time of it.
The mission of Write On is to inspire people to write and share their stories. Through our classes and workshops, we are really trying to help everyone who has a story that needs to be out in the world. We do a lot of programs for people who are serious about writing and maybe far on in their career. They know that this is what they've wanted to be doing. But really a lot of our focus are for those people who have never written before, who keep thinking, oh, someday I'm going to write my life story or write about my mother, or people who feel that their voice isn't going to be heard, so what's the point of writing their story down?
We live in a culture today in which we are bombarded by cheap words, ephemeral words, words that are meant to be used and then discarded or forgotten. We need to carve out a little refuge, a little place where we can say some things that we really mean.
The act of slowing time down and looking closely at small details that could yield great insight. A poem became a place to reflect, to tell my own story to myself, to make sense of the world.
Writers want time. They want time, and they want occasionally a chance to get away from the bombardment of fragmented information and noise and jobs that will allow them to hold a thought long enough to take it somewhere.
Write On offers writer residency program where writers can come to work on their craft.
Such an unbelievable gift to be able to spend time just focusing on your craft without the worry of what you need to do for your job or for your family. And so for me, it's an incredible gift, and I feel really lucky to be able to have experienced it.
I mean, Write On is just such an amazing program in so many ways. The location is really special. There's something very almost sacred about Door County itself. I think it's a very spiritual place. I think its roots go really deep. And you can feel that as a writer.
One of the great opportunities that we have through our residency program is that we can pair them with local writers in our community and they can perform together. So Ralph and Sharon reading with Kimberly from Milwaukee and Max from Eau Claire. It was really a great evening, and it's wonderful to make connections between poets from different communities, writers from different communities. The audience discovers new voices that they never would have met before, never had the opportunity to hear. We offer conferences, writing workshops, and creative labs throughout the county for all ages and all levels of development, as well as author readings and talks.
The advice I'd give to a writer who wants to grow is to read, because it's one thing to practice your craft, which we all have to do, but also by exposing yourself to what other amazing writers are doing, it inspires you to try something else, to go down a different pathway.
I think if you're a reader, you're lucky because you have more possibilities for connection. There are places that you have traveled only through that person's book. Like you go to Scotland or Ireland for the first time and it's like, oh, I feel as if I've been here before. Well, yeah, because I've read so many things that were set here. So this place is part of my consciousness, even though my body has never traveled here before.
We've had a number of authors who conduct small writing workshops and programs for students who are specifically interested in creative writing.
Writing organizations like Write On do a lot of things that are really vital. One is they create a sense of community. They bring people together to think and listen and talk and celebrate. I think that's one of the great things about people coming together around language. You're really talking about what matters. What is life about? Who are we? Who are we to each other? I think that's one of the most important elements of community.
Norbert Bly was a journalist from Chicago who moved up to Door County in the late 60s, up to Ellison Bay. Taught for many years writing and art classes at the Clearing Folk School, and he had this wonderful chicken coop that he had moved to his property and converted to a writing studio. And we were very fortunate that the family decided after Norb had passed away that his studio should come to Right On's property in August of 2015. And it's been a wonderful space for our residents. They just love the creative energy of that space. As a result, there are a couple of characters now in novels named Norb that didn't exist before writers did their residency. Right On is grateful to be generously supported by individual donors. That is the core of our financial base at Right On. We have an annual campaign for donations. We seek business sponsorships and individual sponsorships for our programs and for our writing conferences and youth programs.
It's good to have the ability to say who you are and what you feel. It's good to have that language in case you ever need it, and you will need it.
I love writing because it's the cheapest art and it's the most portable art. I could be anywhere. I could be on an airplane, I could be in my bed, at a table, in a library. The writing is for every person, every age. It will befriend you. You'll never be alone. You're giving a gift to yourself when you do a little writing.